Chapter 19. Finding Amy. Jeremy parked his white van down the street from Amy's house, blending in with other work vans in the area. He had always been better on foot than stationary, so he grabbed his binoculars and stepped off into the woodline to get a better view of the neighborhood. The trees swayed in the gentle afternoon breeze as he used them to obscure his movement. Within a couple 100 yards of pushing through trees and undulating vegetation, Jeremy found himself, while still deep enough inside the woods, in front of Amy Sawyer's quite large ranch-style home. It was a little after 3 p.m., and Mecklenburg High School had let out at 2:30. Now it was just a matter of time before she would be home, and if all worked to plan, Jack Mason and Jeremy Gunn would have her in a body bag before her parents arrived home from work. 3 turned to 3:30 in the blink of an eye. No sign of Amy. She should be in school today, right? Or did the murders give her an excuse to ditch? Jeremy pondered. 3:30 turned to 4, and then 4:30. Jeremy knew Amy's parents would be home after 5, sometimes closer to 5:30, so he needed to act soon. He lifted his binos to his face and scanned down the street. Jack was down the road, patiently awaiting his signal to pull his truck up. The day was a bust. Jeremy pushed back deeper into the woods and moved back the way he came. Even though he had a great relationship with the local cops, he knew they wouldn't go along with anything like this. They'd lock him up and throw away the key if they found out what he had in store for Amy. And getting caught always started with a simple thing, like having your van parked in a neighborhood that wasn't used to seeing it there for too long. On every street, in every town, there was always a looky-loo or stay-at-home Karen with the police department on speed dial. After 15 minutes of walking, bending over, and moving through and around pine trees, random oaks, and vines covered in ivy, Jeremy stepped from the woods and hopped back into his van. Quickly he fired the engine and turned it around, driving back past Amy's house and the exit to the neighborhood. As he approached the exit, he passed Jack Mason sitting in his old Ford 100, and their eyes met. Jack was a smart man and knew when he saw Jeremy the gig was up and it was time to leave. After allowing Jeremy a few minutes to get off the street, Jack followed suit, slowly backing his truck into a nearby driveway and turning around, leaving for the time being. Jeremy wasn't more than a couple of miles from Amy's home when he turned onto Fremont Avenue, and lo and behold, the evil he had sought after was walking alone on a sidewalk. He knew if she took it the entire way home, the concrete would eventually wind through small rows of trees, obscuring her from view of the road. By fate, it was their chance. Son of a bitch, he uttered, knowing that to do what he was now planning on the fly, he would have to break the no-phones rule. He slipped his phone from his pocket and dialed Jack Mason. Come on, pick up. The other end of the line clicked open. We said no phones. Turn left on Willowmender Drive and drive about 100 feet. Then get out and walk south on the sidewalk. There's only one sidewalk and you can't miss it. Our target will be walking north. You'll know what to do when you see me. Jeremy ended the call and used the next intersection to turn his van around.